Thank you.
All right. So the topic and the title of my second speech, I should say, is goal setting for dummies. And I got a question for everyone. When's the last time anybody actually sat down and put thought into writing out their goals? Actually sit down and take the time to write out their goals. Anyone?
I didn't write it in a paper. I typed it in
There you go.
my editor
Okay.
in Google Docs. And
Okay.
I set for this year, 2016, I had 4 goals, and I have accomplished 3 of them.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the power of goal setting. Okay? Now, the 3 main reasons that I've figured out that people don't set goals is number 1, you haven't done it in so long that you honestly don't remember how to really do it. Because every goal setting program you see out there is books and pages upon pages of setting goals. And what I've come to understand and realize, working with kids and working with parents, training them with basketball and personal development, is that you don't need to do all these books and manuals. It comes down to basically 6 steps. Right? And we're going to get into those. But most people, what else do they do it? When is the time of year that's coming up that everybody sets goals?
Yes. Christmas.
January 1st,
January 1st,
right?
yeah.
New Year. Oh, it's New Year. That's why gym memberships spike, 30 to 40% in January. And by February 1st, 50 to 60% of those people are already done. And those are statistics. I mean, I don't have the actual statistics, but those are statistics that people, they get excited, they get ready to do it, and then they fall off. And then the third reason, which I think most people fall into, is that they think it's such an overwhelming task that it takes so much time to do it. And when do I have time to do it? I have the kids at home, I have soccer practice, I have basketball, I have cheerleading, whatever it is, and they never sit down and do it. Now, if you're like me, I fall into the third category. I was for so long saying, I don't have time to do it. When am I going to have time to do it? I have an over 2-hour commute each way from work. I leave my house at about 5:30, get to work by 7:30, leave here at 4:15, get home by like 6:30, 6:45, if I'm lucky. Then I have my son at home. I have to do it. So it's just very time consuming. And then you're tired, you have to eat dinner, you have to put your son to sleep. It takes up a lot of time. So what I've done is I've kind of broken it down, working with kids and working with parents and seeing the process of how they do things. I broke it down into 6 steps. Now hopefully you guys can understand how this works. I mean, it's very simple, all right? But it's something that if you just put into play, and I have something for you guys at the end of the speech that you guys can take home with you to make the process easier. But I want this to be as foolproof as possible, where you don't have to think about it so much as the process, just do what the steps are taking. Now, number 1 is heartstorm. Now, everyone heard of brainstorming, right? Brainstorming pretty much doesn't work. Why? Because it's all mental. There's no emotion behind it. There's nothing that, oh man, that's what I want to do. Why do you wake up in the morning? Why do you get out of bed every morning? What are you going after? For me, it's my family, my son, and I want to speak professionally. That's what I want to do. I want to be on the stages. I want to, inspire as many people as possible. That's what I'm looking to do. And that's why I'm here, to get better every single week. So what gets you out of bed? What heartstorm? Like, sit down and say, that probably will take the most time out of all of them. Because that's where you sit down and you don't think about it, you feel about it. I ask, a lot of the players when I work with them, I say, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you accomplish? What would you attempt to do? Because most people they give reasons that they can't do something before they even attempt to do it, because they let their mind take over. So that's why you heartstorm. You get the feeling behind it, and you understand what really gets you out of bed and really what you want to accomplish. Me, I want to speak to as many people as possible and transform the lives of everyone. All right, the second step is take time to visualize your goals. Actually close your eyes. Your brain doesn't know the difference between reality, actual physical reality, and your imagination. I have a study, and in my book, there's a study where they connected, what do they call it, the receptors to an athlete, a sprinter's body, to see which muscles triggered when he was sprinting, right? Then they had him sit in a chair and visualize the same exact sprint that he just did, and the muscles that triggered were exactly the same. So that just proved that your mind can't tell the difference between reality and imagination. So if you sit there and you feel your goals, and you imagine them, and you visualize them, you smell the smells, you taste the taste, it will totally transform the way you feel about your goal, and it'll make you understand that it is possible. Because everyone uses the word impossible, and impossible is only impossible until somebody does it. It was impossible for the 4-minute mile to be done, then somebody did it. And then what happened after that? There was a spike in people breaking the 4-minute mile. Why? Because one person did it, the next person, oh well, now they did it, I can do it. So that's why you try to set the example for people. The third one is write them down, like we just spoke about. When you write them down, there's a connection between writing something down or typing them, either or, seeing those words come to fruition. All right. Number 4 is from my book. Use PEDs. Now everyone knows PEDs. They heard in the sports world, performance enhancing drugs, right? I'm not promoting drug use. PEDs in my world, and I think in the world of every successful person, is performance enhancing decisions. It's a decision that you make that enhances your performance. Whenever you're about to do something, is it going to enhance what you're trying to accomplish, or is it going to be a detriment to what you're trying to accomplish? And I think that's huge, especially with the youth and the kids, but for the most part, adults as well. You know, no matter what position you're in within this company or outside this company, if you're going after something, is what your decision going to be performance enhancing or a detriment? All right. The 5th step is do something every single day towards your goal. So if your goal is you want to be in the best shape of your life, you want to drop 40 pounds, every day do something to help you get to that goal. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to do everything in one day. Most people fall off the wagon when they're dieting because they fall off one day, they have a bad day, they go out, they cheat, and like, oh, well, you know, today's Wednesday, I'll start again on Monday. You know, you don't need to do that. Just do something every day. And then here's the best part. Review your goals once a week. At the end of the week, sit down for a half hour, 45 minutes. What did I accomplish? What did I do? Did I meet the goals? Did I not meet the goals? And just review it. Now, here's the best way to example is this. If you think, here, I'm going to use the word now, okay, the word of the day. When pilots take off, a plane takes off, right? They say that a pilot is off course 95% of the time that they're on the way. So if I'm going from here to Florida, it's 95% of the time you're off course. Now, does the pilot say as soon as he goes off course, I'm done, let's go back, we're not going to make it? No, they adjust it. So my opinion is that you're a turkey if you don't attempt to change your course every single time you fall off the wagon. So, I mean, the bottom line is this. It's not difficult to set goals, but people make it overwhelming. They make it overwhelming on themselves. So my thing is that, listen, I have this sheet I'm going to hand out to all you guys right after I'm done. It's basically 5 things you can do every day. You can use one sheet for your goals for the year. Don't go too long. Don't go